Some of the water from that dam is still flooding. This has got to be at least maybe 2 inches of water. And even though it's not that much, I can feel it pushing me here on the street. So you can imagine with all of the heavy rainfall, just how much damage it did. And this is one example here. You could feel it, even hear it go off. And the moment that we saw New Shepard launch up, everybody gasped. Now I want to show you what it looks like right now. This light pole here was struck by lightning. And if you walk with me over here, a lot of them are spending the night as well underneath this abandoned building downtown. You can see some of them waking up this morning. So now overnight, our crews captured exclusive footage of migrants climbing from a canal into a hole through a fence. Here is a closer look at the sinkhole this morning. It has grown massively overnight. Chances are, if you've had a doctor's appointment over the last 2 years, your appointment might have looked something like this. It looks like snow because of how much hail has accumulated here overnight. A witness captured dramatic video of the moment police stopped 2 men suspected of armed robbery. El Paso police were calling for a suspect in a specific room here at this motel. Patrick Crucius, the El Paso Walmart shooter, pleading guilty to 90 federal charges on Wednesday. But the school bus driver shortage is still impacting the district. Even supervisors are having to pick up the slack. And why? Calumny? All right. I'm not a trained puppeteer, but Anthony Stokes is. He just won a $3,000 grant from the Jim Henson Foundation. Bobby Joe Hill Pre-K through 8 is one of El Paso ISD's new consolidated elementary and middle schools. But this brand new campus in Northeast El Paso already has a number of security issues. That's according to people connected to the school who contacted ABC7.
Yeah, there's a lot of concerns from teachers, my coworkers. They feel very unsafe. Kids feel unsafe.
A former EPISD employee tells ABC7 there have been multiple occurrences that he feels put students and staff in danger. The former employee of nearly 4 years agreed to describe what he witnessed and experienced if he could hide his identity. We'll refer to him as Steve.
I remember we had a fire drill. We did not hear anything in the portables as far as alarms, sirens, or even intercom.
That drill happened back in September.
We have no way of what's going on as far as communication.
Steve says teachers must rely on their cell phones.
If we're teaching, we're focused on the students, not the cell phone.
I asked EPISD officials about the fire drill incident. The chief operations officer, Alan Warnicki, confirmed it.
The portable alarm system or the PA system was not active for a short period of time. We identified that during an alarm. I can tell you, with a district this size, it's inevitable that you're going to have lapses that occur, maintenance problems that occur.
According to Steve and others I spoke to, another lapse at Bobby Joe Hill is in the electronic access control. The system was installed at every door throughout the campus. With the swipe of a key card, you're in. But Steve says the cards don't work, so key card holders still cannot get into the building.
If they have kids outside, how are they going to get them inside the building if there's an active shooter outside?
I spoke with several district leaders, including the chief of police, for this report. They acknowledge the key cards won't work until construction on the school is complete, which won't be until the start of the spring semester, January 4th. Everyone must enter through the main campus doors, and administrators staggered teacher schedules so when they're not teaching, they can monitor doors.
You know, with the recent tragedies, we've really been focusing on incorporating electronic access control at all of our exterior doors across the district.
That focus isn't just here at Bobby Joe Hill. School officials in Texas are locking all entrances as a part of a new state directive on the heels of the Uvalde school shooting. Now, the Texas Safety School Center and the Texas Education Agency will be visiting some El Paso schools at random, making sure those doors stay locked, otherwise known as intruder detection audits.
Part of the methodology through this process is we aim to reach 100% of the school districts in the state of Texas by the end of this year.
Kathy Martinez-Prather is the director of the Texas School Safety Center. She says these audits are conducted weekly. They'll focus on 4 different things: whether or not someone can get into the building without using the main entrance, exterior weekly door sweeps, which is a new state requirement, directives on locking and closed classroom doors during school, and how the schools conduct visitor check-in and check-out.
Okay, may I see your ID? Okay, let me let you in.
The goal is to have the teachers and staff normalize these measures.
So the idea here is about keeping those external threats out.
While everyone's safety is the overall goal, Steve is hoping the basic security needs are met at Bobby Joe Hill.
If We didn't learn from the incidents we've had in the past. God forbid, our kids, our staff, and parents, or anyone around the school will probably end up getting hurt.
Brianna Chavez, ABC 7. I spoke with Adria Gonzalez. She was one of many running errands on August 3rd, 2019 at that Cielo Vista Walmart. She tells me the healing process has not been easy, especially as wounds reopen in light of recent events.
There were a lot of people that they couldn't get out of there.
Adria Gonzalez and her mother were doing their normal grocery shopping while shots were fired at the Cielo Vista Walmart. 3 years later, remembering that day is still difficult.
One of the scariest moments of my life started from there.
Adria saved multiple lives that day, dragging people through the back exits.
I even got a senior citizen, I got his crate and I threw it. I don't know where at, and I just grabbed him.
Her trauma triggered time and time again.
It's just crazy, and still we're not learning, still we're not having a solution of the problem that is going on.
The re-triggering events with everything going on in the recent past months, other mass casualties, there has been a concern.
Resources like the United Family Resiliency Center has helped close to 400 people impacted by the shooting since its inception in 2019. The director of the center, Idali Huizar Mendoza, says the pandemic and going back to school have been a concern.
We want to make sure that the community is aware that we are still open, we are still providing services, and most importantly, that this is a community effort.
This year, Adria says her future child is helping her heal.
This pregnancy has changed me a lot to look at life in a more positive way and also in a peaceful way.
They say time heals all wounds. And as we enter another tragic anniversary, that statement rings true if we heal together.
We have to remember that morning so we could learn and support each other and educate our children and not forget, never forget.
And last fall, Adria stepped foot in the Cielo Vista Walmart for the first time since the shooting. She tells me that she plans on visiting the Healing Garden for the first time as well today. The Resiliency Center will be hosting a Luminaria walkthrough here starting at 7 p.m. For now, we're live at Escalate Park. Brianna Chavez, Good Morning El Paso.